Hello friends, welcome back. In this lecture, we'll be learning how to enable the features of payroll in Tally and how to create the masters of employees in Tally. So first of all, I'm creating a company in the name of Sukriti Traders. I'm writing down Sukriti Traders and then I'll add the address. I'm adding the address. Then I'm selecting my country, the state, and rest of the detail I'm accepting the screen. Now for first step, what we always do, we first of all set the features and configurations. For that, I'm selecting F11 for my features and then I'm going to the accounting features. Here, I'll set maintain payroll to yes. I'll set the maintain payroll option to yes. Now accept the screen with Control A. Then we have to set one more statutory and taxation features from here because we have to provide the details to the government as well related to our EPF and ECS schemes. So I'm going in statutory and taxation features. Here enable statutory and payroll structure. And then we have to set and alter the details. We'll take in payroll structure details the deductor type as others. I am providing the deductor type in spite of government as others, and we can fill the other details like provident fund code number, employee state insurance number, NPS scheme number, and all the details related to my payroll structure of my company. So right now, for the educational purposes, I am selecting the screen with Control A and coming back from this. Now the second step in any of the company data is to create ledgers. I am going to accounting info. In this, we are creating ledgers. I am creating HDFC Bank ledger under bank accounts and simply I am accepting the screen. Now the second step is, now we are coming back to Gateway of Tally. Here we have to see a new option in Masters. Payroll info is activated and I am entering here. In this option, in this information, you can see we have different options like employee groups, employees, units, attendance, their pay heads and voucher types. So one by one, we'll create each and every payroll information subsection. First of all, I'm creating my employees groups as we had discussed in the previous lectures that we have two groups of employees, that is staff employees and the workers section. So I'm creating here the group. Now my first group is staff. I'm creating staff here, taking under primary and selecting the details to yes. Now the second one is workers. I'm creating the employee group and accepting the screen. After creating the employee group, I have to create employees. Now for that, I am selecting the employees option. Here I am first of all making my first employee, Daniel. Under staff, I'll select Daniel under staff as this was from my finance department. And I am giving here the date of joining 1st April 2020. Now I'm entering the option and I'll provide the bank details of this employee over here. I'll select yes and I'm providing the account number, the IFSC code, provide your bank name over here, like I'm specifying the bank name like SBI, then the branch, let's say I'm writing here Jyoti Road. Now next we have to select the transaction type, like I have to pay with check. You have to take it under the regular tax design and then you can provide the PAN number, Aadhaar number or any of the details that you are interested to provide it. For example, I am providing here the PF account number, ESI number, date of joining, its PRAN number, ESI number once again, and the dispensary name. Now I am accepting the screen. Likewise, I can prepare the ledgers or the employees from here only. I'm preparing for Preeti under staff. And like we have prepared for Daniel, we can provide the same details like we had provided in the Preeti. Now double enter the IFSC code. And we can select the details. We can fill in the details like PF account number, ESI number, date of joining. The same we had done in the previous lecture, previous employee creation. Now the next comes is Joseph. We have to prepare this under worker. Why? Because this belongs to our factory section. And same way you can provide the details here. Now PF account number, ESI number and other details. Just set the screen. Now next is Sukriti. I am making for Sukriti under worker section. And the same way we had done for others. Fill the details. And then and accept it to yes. Now, as you know, for maintaining any kind of payroll structure, the first basic thing that you have to do is to maintain the unit of work that you have to describe in which manner you are going to describe the attendance of your worker and your staffs. For that, I am making the unit of work as mentioned here. I am selecting units and here I am creating the units in the form of H for hours. I am writing here hours and the decimal points will be 2 and then accepted. Now another I will make the minutes like M and same way it will be 2. Now the next important thing here is we have to record overtime in compound form also. Like I am describing here, I'll select the backspace option and you will have to select compound unit here. So you can define the compound unit like I am defining 1 hour of 60 minutes. So I have defined the compound unit that 1 hour contains 60 minutes. Is this clear? Now coming back to the screen of payroll info, now we will be creating the attendance details. For attendance details, what I am doing is I am creating 2 types of attendance types. Like first, I am creating present for marking the present, their attendance, and I am selecting here under attendance or leave with pay. Like we have to pay for this present option. Now the next I am making is for overtime, to pay the overtime workers, and I am taking it under the production because it directly relates to our production process, and I am defining it here the compound unit that 1 hour of 60 minutes. Like if I select any worker had done the extra work for 45 minutes, then this will take the overtime wages for 45 minutes only and calculate the amount like this. Now I'm accepting the screen, and then our next head in payroll info is pay heads. Now here I have to create a single pay head for the employees, or I can say the different pay heads in which we are going to pay to our employees. Like we had discussed in our earlier lecture, that the employees will going to earn their income under different pay heads. For example, basic pay, overtime wages, dearness allowance, traveling allowance. So we are going to create pay heads over here. I am entering in pay heads, creating a pay head in the name of basic pay. I am writing here basic pay. This will go under the earnings for employers, and this will be fixed. We will define this under indirect expenses. I'm taking it under indirect expenses, and then we have to select here on attendance basis. Why? Because we'll pay them the basic salary according to their attendance. Now here we have to, if the employee is present, then only the attendance will be marked. and according to that, we'll pay them the basic salary. Now the calculation period will be the months. As per the month we'll be calculating, and the calendar period will be, the calendar month will be user defined the month of 26 days. As we have discussed, we'll calculate the salary as a month of 26 days. Now I am applying upward rounding here, that it will calculate, and then I am accepting the screen. So you have to create a pay head as overtime pay under earning for employees. This is a fixed under indirect expenses, and this is overtime. This will be on production. This will be calculated on production and overtime. Now I am accepting it. I am creating my another pay head as dearness allowance. This is also the earning of employees. This will be fixed indirect expenses, and then this will be calculated on the computed value of DA. Now I am taking here on specified formula. I am providing a specified formula as we had discussed in our last lecture, that we will be giving the dearness allowance on a specific formula. So we have calculated the DA on our basic pay. So I had taken the basic pay over here, and I'll be ending the list. This will be effective from 1st April. If the amount is up to rupees 5,000, then the percentage will be 20%. Now, if the amount is greater than 5,000, then the percentage will be 10%. This is the same formula that we had discussed in the previous lecture. So I had defined a specified formula for dearness allowance, and I am accepting the screen. Now the next head that comes is the house rent allowance. And in the same way as we had done for the dearness allowance, we will be defining as under the earning for employers. This is the fixed expense under indirect expenses. This will be also calculated on the computed value. And here I am giving the formula, and this will be calculated on the basis of our basic pay and pay head and dearness allowance. Now I am giving it the effect that it will be on flat percentage of 30% as we had discussed or calculated in our previous lecture. Now the next is our traveling allowance head. The same way we had done for the others. This is also the indirect, and this is the traveling allowance was on flat rate. So I'll be taking it on the flat rate calculated on the basis of months, and this way you will be accepting the screen. Now the next pay head is the variable pay. The variable pay, or what was that? That was incentive. So this is also the earning, but this will be variable, and this is our indirect expenses. And in the variable pay, this will be as user defined, like I will be defining at the time when I am deducting the salary. Now, we comes to the deduction. Here, the first deduction was employees PF contribution. I am making a ledger or a pay head, employees contribution at the rate of 12%. Now, look at here. Here you have to select, what is this? This is the employee statutory deduction, and here I am taking it forward to the PF account number 1 under my current liabilities, and I'll take it yes as PF. Now this is on computed value, and I'll define the specified formula over here. This will be paid on the basic pay, and the formula will be, if the value is below 6,500, then this will be on the percentage of 12%, and if it is above 6,500, then the value will be 780 rupees. Now I am in this way accepting this deduction. Now, as you know, our another deduction was professional tax. So I'm making the professional tax over here, and this is also relates to the employee statutory deduction. This will go under the professional tax head, and you can provide the registration number here, and then this will go under your current liabilities, and this will be calculated on the basis of months. Now here also you have to provide the specified formula for calculation of professional tax on the base of your current total earnings. So I am defining here the formula from 1st April. If the amount is below 5,000, then the value will be 0 rupees, and if it is between the 5,001 and 10,000, then the value will be 175 rupees, and if it is more than 10,000, then the value will be 200 rupees. Now I'm accepting the screen. In this way, you are done with your professional tax. Is towards, I'm writing employees' contribution towards EPF scheme at the rate 3.67%. We had discussed this also. This is the employer's statutory contribution. Now I am taking it here, the PF account number 1. This is our indirect expense. Now, as we have computed earlier, this is the same way we are computing the employer's contribution. Now this will be on the specified formula as provided, and this will be calculated on the base contribution, and I am subtracting my pay head of employer contribution towards EPF. Why? Because we have to take the net amount of that, and the amount will be calculated on the basis of percentage, that is 100% of the value. Now I'm accepting the screen. Now the next is we have a pay head of salary payable. Salary payable. Now here this will not be, there will be no head applicable, and this will simply go under my current liabilities. Next pay head I am making is PF payable. The same way we had made the salary payable, this will also not go to any of the head and will take under current liabilities. Now the next thing, we are ready with our pay heads. Now the next payroll, next thing we are ready with our pay heads. Now the next payroll information subsection is our salary details. Now we have to define the salaries of fixed salaries for staff group and the workers group. So the salary details, I am defining the formula for workers and the staff group differently. Now I am defining here first of all the worker group, and here this is demanding me the date from which date this formula is applicable. I am writing here 1st April 2020. Now I am taking my basic pay. Now the next is overtime. This will also take the data, DNS allowance, your house rent allowance. Now the next was traveling allowance, variable pay. I have to take the variable pay. Next was employees PF contribution towards at the rate 12%. Now here is employees PF contribution. Now I am taking one more deduction of professional tax. Now I am taking employers contribution as well. So this is the basic formula that I have defined for any worker, and I am accepting the screen. Now after preparing and defining the data or the formula for workers group, I'll be defining the salary of Daniel. So for Daniel, I am selecting here the Daniel group, and I am writing down the date. In here, in this pay head, you can start afresh. You can define the formula from the starting as well, or you can copy it from another employee group. So I am telling you here how you can copy from another employee group. I am entering here, and you can select from the list of employee group. Now I am defining the basic pay over here, that is 10,400 rupees. And what next I'll define? I'll define the traveling allowance of 1,200 rupees. Rest of the heads will be calculated automatically when I will be deducting the salary of employees from my company. So I am accepting this screen. Likewise, we can define it for Preeti as well. So in the case of Preeti, I am giving the date, copying the data from employee group, and I am providing the basic pay of 6,500 and telling the traveling allowance of 900. So I am writing here 900 and just accepting the screen. Next, we will be defining the salary of Joseph, and here I am taking the date 1st April, copying from parent value and defining the basic pay of 2080 per month and defining the overtime pay of 20 rupees per hour, and then I am telling the traveling allowance of rupees 300 rupees per month, and rest of the options I am selecting the screen. Next, we have to define the salary of Sukriti. For Sukriti, we have basic pay of 3,900 rupees per month and overtime pay we have 37.50 rupees per hour, and in the case of traveling we'll be providing 550 rupees per month, and just we have to select all of the details. Now in this lecture we are ready with all the basic setup related to payroll structure, and we had created the masters in Tally.